Okay, so there's three things we're asked to find here: the volume of the chimney, lateral area of the chimney, and the shingled area of the roof. Let's start out with that chimney. And part of the confusion, of course, is the fact that it has an angled cut on the bottom for the slope of the roof. But if you look at it from the side view, it's kind of like a trapezoid. We can cut this section off and rotate it over, and it'll fill in the piece that's missing there. So it really is just the volume of a cylinder. The height of that cylinder is going to be the average between the long side and the short side. We know the long side is 8 feet. We need to find the short side. Well, this is 4 feet across here. What's this rise going to be in 4 feet? It's 9 over 12 equals h over 4. Cross multiply and divide, and you get what? 3 feet. So that's 3 feet difference. That makes this 5 feet. So that means this height of our equivalent cylinder is going to be 8 plus 5 divided by 2, 6.5 feet. So what is the volume and lateral area? The lateral area will fall in there as well. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to do this. Volume and lateral area of a chimney with a 4-foot diameter and 6.5 foot height. So for our volume, first step for volume, gentlemen, first step for volume is to find the area of the base, which is pi times 2 squared, otherwise known as 12.56 square feet. So the volume is that times 6.5 feet tall. That sounds right, Ryan. 81.64. If you had 6.6, that was just because you used the pi button instead of 3.14. That's acceptable. Lateral area is going to be the perimeter of the base. How do we find that? That's just pi times diameter, pi times 4, which is also 12.56. That's just feet, not square feet. So the lateral area is that perimeter of the base times the height, which is 81.64 feet squared. It's a cubed. Now, it's not always going to be the same, of course. It's because it's a 4-foot diameter, and 2, the radius squared, is equal to 4. The radius squared and the diameter are the same. That's the only reason why our lateral area and our volume are the same. That's the only time it'll ever be the same, yes. Why did I find the lateral area? Because I asked you to find the lateral area. The area of the roof, shingle area of the roof. We need to find the length of this slope, and we are going to do that by first finding this height. How do we find that height? 9 over 12 equals h over 18, which is, cross multiply and divide to get a height of 13.5. You got it. So then we need to find this length by doing Pythagorean theorem, right? Square root of 18 squared plus 13.5 squared, 22.5. And then, of course, times 48 and times 2, right? Because it's 48 feet long and there's 2 sides. That gives us 2205 square feet. What do we need to still compensate for, though? The hole created by that chimney. To find the area of that hole that takes out of the shingles, we're going to use that slope correction factor we talked about on Friday. This is a 912 slope. So that would make this the square root of 9 squared plus 12 squared, which should be 16. Sorry, 15. 15 divided by 12 is 1.25 as our slope correction factor. So that slope correction factor of 1.25 means we can find the area of this circle and just multiply by 1.25 to find the area of that oval. 12.56, which we already found over here, times 1.25. No, it's an oval once you cut it at an angle like that. So 15.7 square feet is what we're going to lose for that hole. We subtract, that's going to give us 2,189.3 square feet. You could have found this length here and then have done A times B times pi, where A is half the diameter, the radius of the short radius, B is the long radius, however you want to do it. Especially the short axis and the long axis. But yep. No, the lateral area is just the sides. Lateral surface area is just the sides. The top and bottom would be included, yes. Yeah. Because the numbers were the same. Yeah. So let's say we've got to here. Let's make this. Oh, let's see what I want to put in here. Okay, we're going to find the volume of this. What's our first step we need to find? The radius of the circle. We need the radius of the circle, right? Perfect. We got 30 times 30 divided by 10 gives us 90. So that means the diameter of the circle, 10 plus 90 is 100. So the radius, 50. So what that means is on the bottom of this, we're adding how much? 40 feet. So that's 40 feet. What's this distance here from here out? That doesn't change. It's still 38 feet, isn't it? And of course, this distance here is 46 feet. So we're going to cut this here. This is a right angle. How do I find this angle? Inverse tangent of 46 over 38. Now we know since the opposite side is longer than the adjacent, this angle is bigger than 45 degrees, 50.44. We can find that length by doing a squared plus b squared equals c squared, right? 59.67. Now, for the angle up here, the first thing I want to do is I want to find my heel angle for my slope. So that's going to be the inverse tangent of 1 over 12. Which gives me, holy crap, 4.76 degrees. So that makes this angle here 94.76 degrees. Ever see where that 94 came from? Because I had 90 degrees here and I added that 4.76 that I just got. What's this angle here going to be? Okay. 90 minus the 50.44 gives us 39.56, which makes this angle up here 94.76 degrees minus the 39.56, 55.2 degrees. Yes, sir. Yep. The circle will be out there, but we're chopping the circle off at the edge of the building. Yeah, the circle itself would probably be somewhere out here, but we're just extending it straight down there. This side follows the circle, this side follows this wall. Yeah, the radius is 50, so the radius of the circle sticks way out here. This one? No, because we already had 10. Oh, you're right, that should be 50. You are correct there. Thank you. Yes, that is 50. Thank you. So yes, that is 50 foot radius. So now here, I can find this angle up here using law of sines. What do I know about that angle? It is obtuse. It's either tangent or it says 90 degrees, or if it's not tangent, it has to be obtuse. And there's no way it can be acute. To be acute, it would actually have to pass through the roof. Does that make sense? To be acute to a radius. So there we've got 50 over the sine of 94.76, or not 94.76, 55.2 equals 59.67 over the sine of that angle. The sine 55.2 times 59.67 divided by divided by 50. That's our sines. We do an inverse sine. And then we got to do the supplement. So that is 101.49 degrees. If that's 101.49 degrees, 55.2, right? So if this is 23.31 down here, correct? Which makes this angle over here 106.25. Now, while I'm in here, I'm going to do this. What would that angle there be? This is going to be 40 feet and 30 feet. That's going to be the inverse tangent of 40 over 30. 53.13. This here is 53.13. So let's do my pieces. Piece 1, 2, and 3 is this whole arc out here. Piece 1 has an area of just 38 by 46 divided by 2. 46 goes all the way up to here. $874. Yep. That's 874 square feet. Piece 2 is 59.67 by 50 by sine of 23.31 divided by 2. 590.29 square feet. And then, of course, that we can subtract out the 53.13 and just eliminate that piece altogether, can't we? That way we don't have to subtract it out later. So 106 minus 53.13 is going to give us 53.12 degrees. So we'll find that sector is pi times that radius of 50 squared times 53.12 over 360. Which is 1558.31. 11. I don't know where we're at 15. Thank you. 1158.31. So we add those all up. We're going to get a subtotal here. $2622.60. So that's our subtotal. And now we've got to subtract off. Now there's only two pieces to subtract off. We already took out this wedge, that sector. So we have this rectangle that's 38 by 40. Yes. So we're going to subtract 1520 there. So that puts us at 1102.6. Yeah, we used, up here, we just used this angle so that we didn't, this part was left out. Then we've got this triangle here that's 30 by 40. So subtract 30 by 40 divided by 2, which is 600 square feet. Which leaves us with only 502.6 square feet of area. So now to find the volume, what do? That depth of 120 feet. So 502.6 times 120. So 60,312 cubic feet. What do you think? It really is. So what I just did there is basically like number 10 and 11 on your worksheet.